Alright, look. Hit the like button. Hit the sub button. Hit the notification bell. You understand me? Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Join this Fisk Unit army and get Fisk Unit tough. Alright, look. I gotta report more fallout from the Wink Martindale situation. So, apparently, Xavier Mckinney hated Wink Martindale. So, I didn't know this, but when Xavier Mckinney said his voice wasn't being heard and Xavier Mckinney was bucking in the media earlier this year, that wasn't a shot at Daboll. He was actually complaining about Wink. He didn't like Wink. He loves Brian Daboll. He didn't like Wink Martindale. Him and Wink Martindale didn't see eye to eye. And that was a lot of the reason for the bad play to start the season. And it got so bad between him and Wink Martindale that the boy Brian Daboll started using McKinney as a chess piece. Like, he was letting McKinney do end of game speeches to, to basically undercut Martindale, knowing Wink hates McKinney. He was doing things like that. He would do things like big McKinney up in front of Wink Martindale just to piss Wink off. So, Brian Daboll and Wink, they was having a cold war. Like, this shit is hilarious how bad that it was between Wink and freaking Daboll all year. Like, this is hilarious. They said Brian Daboll pulled up to the defensive meeting room and said, "Do anybody got a problem?" Like, but boy, Wink Martindale, his two cronies, and that's another thing. Forget Daboll pulling up to the defensive meeting and wanting smoke. Forget that for a second. So the Wilson brothers, so Wink Martindale got spies. So it was all Wink Martindale leaking this information with his Wilson brother spies. So he sent the Wilson brothers to talk to the Glazers of the world and leak information that there was bad shit going on in the Giants organization. We're a clown show. Daboll has no control. It was all Wink Martindale leaking the information. And I figured that because all the information that came out just makes Brian Daboll look bad. So why would Brian Daboll leak this information? Why would anybody on the Daboll side of things leak this information? It had to come from Wink Martindale. The question was, did it come from Wink himself or one of Wink's spies? So Daboll knew that Wink had spies leaking shit to the media. He just didn't know. He just had to isolate who it was. So he got to the bottom of it. Daboll was like, "Look, I'm firing your stooges." He firing, like Wink. Let's just say Wink is Marlo and the Wilson brothers is Chris and Snoop. He had to get rid of Chris and Snoop. You know what I'm saying? He got rid of Chris and Snoop. And then Wink goes in there, curses him the hell out, and storms out and don't return nobody phone calls. So Wink is acting like a petulant child. You too old for this shit. You 61 years old. You should know how to conduct yourself like a professional, but I guess not. So I'm done with the Wink shit. And then you got Wink giving these 9-minute interviews to the media every week, just trying to play the sympathy role. I love the Giants for life. This is where I always wanted to be. And all the time, you trying to get fired. Wink been kicking Daboll out of meetings, ignoring Daboll on purpose, not showing up to scheduled coaching staff, because the coaches eat together. So when Daboll sets the schedule, this is what I heard from reports. This is what beat writers are talking about. Brian Daboll has an assistant, right? So Brian Daboll has an assistant. And that assistant would delegate to the other coaches when the coaches are going to eat, when the coaches are going to have meetings, things of that nature. Wink would tell them to fuck off. Wink would tell Daboll's assistant to fuck off. Anything that Daboll's assistant relates to Wink or Kafka or anybody else, that is coming from Daboll. So when Daboll's assistant is being undermined, you're basically undermining Daboll. So the boy Wink just been doing insubordination. He's just been flat out insubordinate all year. He's been a renegade all year. And it's amazing that we're just hearing about all of this now. This is amazing to me. Like, this is crazy. So my respect level for Daboll has gone up, because for Daboll, as emotional as Daboll is, right? As emotional as Daboll is, and we know Daboll's emotional. For him to not fire Wink Martindale midseason, or for him to not blow up on Wink Martindale on the sideline or during the open practice when the media is there, that just shows what kind of composure he has. Yeah, he could be a little angry. He could be a little emotional. You know what I'm saying? If he was black, he'd definitely be light skinned. I give it. If he's black, if Daboll was black, he'd definitely be light skinned. But you know, he be emotional. But he really got cold and calculated and started applying them 48 laws of power and thinking 3 steps ahead when it was time to off Wink Martindale. I will give Brian Daboll that. The way he got rid of Wink Martindale was smooth. The way he played it out for the rest of the season to protect his reputation, because he knows if he fires Wink, the media loves Wink Martindale. The media doesn't like Brian Daboll because Brian Daboll is very Belichickian with the media. He doesn't give the media anything. It's just like he knows he looks bad. But by letting Wink Martindale destroy himself, now everybody in the Giants community for the most part is, okay, Daboll, you're not that bad of it. You know, it wasn't Daboll's fault. You can't look at this situation objectively and take Wink Martindale's side. You just can't. So shout out to Daboll. My respect level for Daboll is just going through the roof by him firing Wink snitches and then letting Wink curse him out, storm out, and look bad. I mean, the holding the meeting before you, holding your end of the season press conference with Joe Shane before you speak to Wink Martindale so you can avoid these. Everything Brian Daboll and Joe Shane did this past 48 hours is just flawless victory. I mean, that's a master class on. That's really a master class on strategy and how to use your power effectively. Like I really love Shane and Daboll. Like they just went up 10 notches in my book. Like the way they handled this situation, this is legendary shit, man. Like y'all really got to step back and appreciate how they handled this situation. You know, like I'm really proud of them, and I feel like we're in good hands. Like now I like them even more. So, you know, shout out to them. And as far as Xavier Mckinney goes, he's coming. I feel like he'll come back now. Now that Wink Martindale's out the door, I feel like he'll negotiate with the Giants because the reports was he wasn't going to negotiate with the Giants because he hated Wink. So if Wink came back, we were going to lose McKinney. McKinney did not want to play for Wink Martindale anymore. So I will much rather have McKinney than Wink because McKinney he played 100% of the snaps. Him and Okereke played 100% of the snaps, man. McKinney was a beast like the last 6-7 weeks of the season. McKinney played great. That's the McKinney we thought we was going to be getting at the beginning of the season. It took him a while, but now that we know that him and Wink Martindale were beefing, you know, I'm gonna give him a pass for the first few weeks of the season. I'm gonna give McKinney a pass for the first few weeks of the season. He hated Wink Martindale. He didn't get paid. He started going to the media. My man was pissed. He wasn't in his right mind. Like, I gotta get in my right mind to do certain things. We all gotta get into the right frame of mind to produce in certain areas. You just can't wake up, roll out of bed, and do shit all the time, especially when you're dealing with other people. So I'm gonna give my boy McKinney a pass, man. Yeah, I give him a pass. But anyway, all in all, I'm happy Wink the fuck up out of here, bro. I mean, shout out to Daboll for putting up with him. And, you know, it is what it is. But that's it. That's all. The 5th unit question of the day is, are you more impressed? How do I word this? Does the handling of the Wink Martindale situation make you like Daboll more or less? That's the 5th unit question of the day. Do you like Daboll more or less after seeing how he handled the season and the last 48 hours with this Martindale beef? That's it. That's all. Throw them FUs in my chat if you rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.